So this is the album. This is Kansas, and someone told me they're really a Christian band. Recently, the guy with the big hair died. That's the guy that played the violin, and so I'm woven in the fantasy. I can't believe the things I say. The pathway that I've chosen doesn't let me to a wall. And with each passing day, I feel like more lost. The deal is lost. It rises now before me. Dark and silent barrier between all I am and all that I would ever be. Want to be. It's just a travesty, towering, marking off the boundaries my spirit would erase. To pass beyond is what I seek. I fear that may be too weak, and those few who've seen it through to glimpse the other side. A promised land is waiting, like a maiden soon to be a bride. The moment is a masterpiece, the weight of indecisions in the air, standing there, the symbol of the sum of all that's me. It's just a travesty, towering, blocking out the light, blinding me. I want to see. Golden diamonds cast a spell. It's not for me, I know it well. The riches that I seek are waiting on the other side. There's more than I can measure. The treasure that I love to find. And though it's always been with me, I must tear it down the wall and let it be all I am and all that I was ever meant to be. In harmony, shining true, smiling back, all the way across. There is no loss. That's. But the song that came before that one is the one that everybody knows. Is Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. May your weary head to rest. Okay, let's do that in another. Oh no, we got time on this. So this song, there was a movie that came out later called Heroes that had Sally Field and what's his name? The guy who plays Fonz, Henry Winkler. It also had I think it came after Star Wars, either after or before. It might have been 76 for all I know. But it had Harrison Ford in it, and he was playing a Vietnam vet that was making an earthworm farm for fishing, and Henry Winkler's character is searching for his friend, and at the very end of the film, plot spoiler, he finds out his friend died before he hit in the war or something, and he just never heard. And at the very beginning of the movie, Henry Winkler is in a loony ward, and he breaks out, and he goes out searching for his friend, because they had dreams that after the Vietnam War they would get together and start a business, and because he made friends. And at the very end of the movie, there's this shot that was in the movie that was later ditched because I guess Kansas didn't want the music in there, or the record company. The film got sold off from EMI, or from EMI to it wasn't EMI. It went from one hand to another, and as a result of that, they had to take out the music, which was from Kansas. It was like CBS made it. and then they sold it off to somebody else. And they had to take the music out. And then they had to take out the shot in the film. And then they got this really dismal, stupid shot where he's sitting there looking into what looks like a grass pit on the side of the road. The original movie, and I know this because we rented out the film canisters and showed the film at our house. My brother was working for the local Los Alamos movie theater, and that movie theater at the time was just this massive movie theater, big old long screen, lots of seats, and they only showed one film at a time. Today they've got one there that's got about four or five screens, 6 screens. I think it's just 4 screens, and it's a really nice movie theater. It's right next to the jail. It's let me see how it's oriented. It's like north of the jail, and but it used to be way over where the library was, and now the library is across from the jail. And they were both nowhere near the jail, and the jail, I don't know, was even there. The courthouse that overlooks Ashley Pond. This guy named Ashley Pond, and they made a pond, and they named it Ashley Pond, but it's really Ashley Pond. And which is next to Fuller's Lodge, which is where all the scientists planned the atomic bomb, because that's my hometown, is where they made the where they came up with the idea for the atomic bomb. The atomic bombs were actually made in Sandia in Albuquerque, but where they planned the atomic bomb was in Los Alamos. And I grew up in the town. I didn't have any choice of actually being where I was going to be whenever I was born. And I had no problem with being in Los Alamos. When you're in Los Alamos and you're born there and you grow up there, you don't necessarily, it's not a big deal that there's a laboratory nearby that the atomic bomb was made there, because it's to some degree a tourist trap, but you live there, and it's the people that really make that town special, not the fact that it's where the atomic bomb was developed. It's that a lot of the people in that town, you got the people who are just they work at the gas station and they work at the library. Some of them are housewives that take on other jobs because they need something else, and some of them are scientists who don't even live in Los Alamos. They'll go to Pewaukee and live in a tent. They might be there's in Pewaukee, there's a huge community of Sikhs, and so some of the scientists that work at the lab are Sikhs, and they go to Pewaukee and get in, and they live in a tent, and they wear turbans on their heads, and the idea with the turbans is that they retain all of the fingernails and hair that they had, because it's believed that in the afterlife they'll end up picking up all their all their hairs with their eyelashes. So if you think scientists are not a little crazy, that don't have any religion, you're completely fooling yourself. I have to go to the next